IsReal News. This is the midday briefing for Friday, March 13th. U.S. President Donald Trump says that while he has urged Iranians to rise up against their government, he acknowledges that overthrowing the regime would be extremely difficult for civilians without weapons. Speaking to Fox News Radio, Trump said such an outcome would be a very big hurdle, adding that change could happen but might not occur immediately. This comes as military operations and missile exchanges between Iran and Israel continue. In Israel, sirens were activated across several regions following additional missile launches from Iran. Explosions were heard in central Israel and the Sharon region after one missile landed in an open area. Air defenses intercepted additional projectiles launched toward northern communities near the Lebanese border. Authorities report that debris from interceptions caused structural damage to several buildings in central Israel, though no injuries were immediately reported. This occurs as Iran continues intermittent barrages in response to ongoing strikes. The Israel Defense Forces say Israeli aircraft carried out overnight strikes in Tehran, targeting members of Iran's Basij security force who were operating new checkpoints in the city. According to the IDF, the Basij units are part of Iran's internal security apparatus and have been involved in suppressing protests in recent years. The development follows a broader Israeli campaign targeting Iranian command, missile, and security infrastructure. U.S. military officials say the current phase of operations could see the largest day of kinetic activity so far. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff said American forces have already struck more than 6,000 targets during the campaign and warned that further operations could focus on Iran's naval capabilities to ensure maritime freedom of movement. This comes as U.S. forces continue coordinated operations in the region. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the volume of Iranian missile launches has declined sharply during the current conflict. According to Hegseth, missile launches have fallen by roughly 90% and drone launches by about 95%. He also said Iran's new leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is believed to be wounded. This occurs as questions remain about the structure and stability of Iran's leadership following recent strikes. A U.S. Navy destroyer intercepted an Iranian ballistic missile over Turkish airspace earlier today, according to an American official speaking to the Associated Press. The official said the USS Oscar Austin conducted the interception and noted it was the third such interception in Turkish airspace by U.S. naval forces in the past 2 weeks. This reflects expanding defensive operations across the region. Diplomatic responses are continuing across the Middle East. Egypt's President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi spoke with Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian and condemned Iranian attacks against Gulf states, Jordan, and Iraq. Meanwhile, a senior official from the United Arab Emirates called for Iran to halt attacks against neighboring countries in order to create conditions for diplomacy. These statements come as regional governments attempt to limit the spread of hostilities. European governments are also seeking to protect maritime trade routes. According to reports, France, Italy, and several other European countries have approached Iran about discussions to ensure safe navigation through the Strait of Hormuz. The development follows concerns about disruptions to global shipping and energy flows. In Lebanon, the Israeli military says it dropped leaflets in Beirut, calling on Lebanese citizens to oppose Hezbollah. Lebanese military authorities warned residents not to scan barcodes included in the leaflets, saying doing so could expose them to security and legal risks. This takes place amid rising tensions along Israel's northern frontier. In a separate development involving Hezbollah, the Israeli military reports it has killed the commander responsible for missile and rocket forces in Hezbollah's Badr unit. The military says the operation was part of ongoing efforts to disrupt Hezbollah's weapons capabilities. This occurs as the conflict continues to draw in multiple regional actors. Outside the Middle East, Dutch police say 4 young men have been arrested after an explosion outside a synagogue in Rotterdam caused a fire and damaged the building's entrance. Authorities say the suspects are between 17 and 19 years old and that a large-scale investigation is underway. Police have not identified a motive. The incident takes place amid heightened security concerns around Jewish institutions in Europe. Those are the latest headlines from IsReal News.